Welcome back to the channel. Now in this video, got my Muley sweatshirt on again. In this video I'll be looking at the second topic of using Catalyst with a delivery methodology and the discovery sessions that should take place at the start or even before the start of the Catalyst engagement. Now in the first video I talked about the discovery sessions that you should undertake for the platform element of the discovery sessions. Now these would have been quite technical discussions, and if you didn't see that video I'll put a link in the description below so you can go back and watch that one. Of course you can get notified when I release the videos by hitting that subscribe button below. It costs nothing, but it does make a great deal of difference to the channel. If you hit the like button as well, then this will make sure that more people will see the video, and that can only be a good thing within our wonderful MuleSoft community, and hopefully our extending MuleSoft community, because obviously we're looking at Catalyst engagements here. Now remember, in the MuleSoft Catalyst we always separate platform from projects. So as the last video was on the platform, this video, and there will be two parts to this subject, will be on the project's discovery phase. There's a lot to cover here, so that's why there's two videos, so they're not too long. But I'll go straight into business tip 1. It is possible that some project discovery sessions could overlap some of the platform discovery sessions, but it should be remembered that the latter sessions on the platform discovery may significantly benefit from some of the attendees in these sessions that I'm going to talk about now. In particular, the implementation of the platform should be undertaken as a project, and therefore the implementation section of the platform discovery sessions could have a large number of the same attendees of the project's discovery session. So you need to work out roles and responsibilities and schedule those meetings so that the right people are present in the right meetings. Now having said that, let's look at the first session of the project's discovery sessions, which is solution architecture. The solution architecture session should, in my view, develop what I refer to as the helicopter view of the solution. To me, this session is best served with its output as a high-level diagram of the whole solution. A picture can paint 1,000 words, certainly for me it does. And as they say, and this is a high-level solution architecture, it can be used at different times as a reference point for the discovery sessions that are going to come down the line. So while the solution architecture can be a diagram, with of course supporting documentation, the next sessions should focus on the project roadmap, change management and software development lifecycle. So straight into business tip 2. This is a principle that I've tried to live by for many years now, and you will probably have heard of it before because it's called the KISS principle. The KISS principle is short for Keep It Simple, Stupid, and it's a design philosophy that highlights the importance of simplicity in products, explanations and systems. If you keep things simple, people will understand what you are trying to do, what the target state is, and how they're going to achieve that target state. So keep the solution architecture simple. Draw a diagram, support it with non-technical documentation as far as possible, and support the architecture with a project roadmap that follows the same principles. The project roadmap will again show the projects that need to be undertaken to achieve the objectives of the engagement. As I've said previously, the engagement will not be a one and done engagement, so expect whatever you identify at this point to change as experience and knowledge progresses. Which leads me quite nicely into the next point, which is that of change management. Now, this is change management at all levels of the engagement. Who will manage change? What processes will be used? What is the escalation pathway for changes? And who resolves the conflicts of change? All of these questions and more will need to be discussed and resolved as part of the discovery sessions. Now, the last element in the planning section of discovery sessions is that of the software delivery lifecycle. How is the software development process going to work? Who will be involved and what tools will be required? Will you use, for example, Azure DevOps, your own tools, GitHub, Jenkins, SonarQube, just to mention a few of the options? And how will design and code quality be ensured? Now, I realise I'm just giving you here some of the topics that you will need to consider, some of which may already be dictated by your current organisation, and some of which may be completely new and will require more detailed investigation. I'm going to move on now to the design solution, which will be another topic for the discovery sessions. Design solution discovery sessions will cover the topics of data domains, data mapping, design reviews, and integration patterns. Data domains will be a subject that I will cover later on in the course when referring to enterprise data models, canonical data models, and bounded context models. But at this point, the discovery sessions just need to cover the data domains in your organisation where integrations will be developed. You should start to see here the interlacing of subjects I've already covered, such as data domains and the domain architect roles, and others within the organisation. This, of course, leads on to data mapping and how this will be achieved during the course of the engagement. Do data domains easily map across domains, or is some kind of master data management required? There will, of course, be many questions in this area, so some thought should need to go into the agenda for each session before that session takes place. The final element of the design solution is that of integration patterns. But seeing as this is such an important area, I'm going to cover this in a future video all of its own. So, these sessions on integration patterns may be addressed at different times during the engagement. So this does raise another question regarding the discovery sessions, and that takes me into business tip 3. As I've already said, some, if not all, of the discovery sessions should take place at the start of the Catalyst engagement. And I'll still stand by that statement, but some discovery sessions should be revisited throughout the engagement. Experience and lessons learned may mean that some of the decisions taken in the initial discovery sessions may have been incorrect or actually just downright wrong. So always be prepared to review what you have discussed previously. You should always learn from experience and change things that are just not working. Like I've said before, you can force things to a certain point, but beyond that you have to question whether you're doing the right thing. Also, as the engagement progresses, new challenges may arise, which are best tackled while the engagement is in progress, rather than at the start of the engagement. Now, let me give you an example which may help to clarify this point. At the start of the engagement, the focus may be on migrating data amongst customers' internal systems, or in an organisational merger from one system in an acquired organisation to a customer's own systems. Once that phase of the engagement is complete, the integration pattern may change to, for example, a broadcast pattern where data from one system is sent to many other systems. The initial discovery session in this scenario may focus on the migration integration pattern, while the broadcast pattern may be the subject of a discovery session later in the engagement. Now, the last element I want to cover in this section is that of design reviews. The subject of design reviews is one of high importance in my view, and I have certainly witnessed the benefits that good and thorough design reviews can bring. Catching issues early in the design process can save time, reduce cost, and importantly improve the quality of the delivered product. So, business tip 4. When conducting design reviews, work from a published list of standards and guidelines that all designs must comply with. These standards and guidelines must be published and available to everyone. Now, of course, there may be exceptions, and these can be accepted in the form of waivers to the published guidelines. You'll always come across cases where you need to grant waivers. The discovery sessions on design review should focus on the production of these standards and guidelines, along with the processes to apply the design and code reviews. We're going to come on to code reviews later. But for this video, I'm going to bring code and design reviews together. Now, in my view, the design and code reviews, which follow the same processes, certainly in my organisation, is a core responsibility of the C3. But this is not included in the Catalyst as a function of the C3. So this is just a case where we've learnt from experience and we've put those design and code reviews within the C3. It may be completely different for your organisation. Now remember that the Catalyst is a knowledge hub and a resource of best practice, etc. But like I've said, it should be adapted to your own organisation where appropriate. So I'm going to stop at this point and I will address the 3 remaining sections: development solution, test solution and deployment solution discovery sessions in part 2 of the videos on the project discovery sessions. Now, I realise there have been a number of business tips in this section of the course, but few exam tips. But I hope you're finding these useful, and if they are, then a like for the video would be much appreciated. There will be more exam tips coming on later on, and in fact at the end of this section of the course, we've got a couple of videos to do before then, but at the end of the section of this course there will be a video on the exam tips for this section of the video, which, if I remember correctly, accounts for about 9% of the actual exam score. So, like I say, in the next video we'll look at part 2 of these discovery sessions, and I hope to see you then. Bye for now.